Well, we're getting to the important interviews here. Not that anyone else was less important, but the Diplomats DBN covering Nexus Season 9 main event interview with second place finisher Nikita. Welcome to the show.
Thanks. It's said that it's only second place and not first, but whatever.
Well, we'll talk about that. Maybe Tim could have thrown to you. Okay, look, you entered in with a lot of controversy, almost with a target on your back because of the way you won this semifinal game. And then you were picking seventh, and you were Turkey, and that's a country that can be targeted. So tell us about how you handled this controversy from the beginning.
Yeah, I didn't really address it when it happened because the game was still going on and I was kind of afraid to tell something to ensure I don't leak some of my moves or something. But I don't really regret anything. I think I had the right call. I should do what I have done.
In the semifinal game.
Yes.
Yeah, you were clear in your interview that you play the game to win, and that's what Tim said about you also. And um, and I mean, I don't think you should be ashamed for playing the game to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too.
Okay, so I know from our prior interview that you're a bit young. How old are you?
16.
16. God, if I could play, I'd be a world champion, Keith, if I could play as well as Nikita at 16.
A couple times over.
I can't. All right, so you draw Turkey here, and you're dealing with Philip, with Richard, and Tim as your immediate neighbors. How do you address the openings with each of them?
Well, I entered the game knowing not really much about any of the players because it's my first tournament ever. I heard a bit about Philip and I knew he's a strong player, but I wasn't sure how I should handle my relations with other. Uh, but generally, I really liked talking to everyone of my neighbors, and it felt good.
What would you describe as their style over press? Like, what made them different from each other?
Well, my neighbors, like Philip and Kim, feel really personal to me at least, while Richard is more, he's a bit cold, but he's concentrated.
He's very British.
Yes, exactly. While considering other players, I could say the same about Cedric. He is really personal and emotional as well, while Darcy doesn't talk much, and it made it a bit hard to communicate with him, but it's fine as well. And Rob is is really friendly as well.
Man, this Darcy not talking much is so surprising to me. Although, given that he won't interview with us right now, I can see it. He doesn't like to talk. All right. So, did you have an alliance structure in mind after talking to people in the beginning? Did you want to work with Russia? Did you want to try and work with Philip or Austria? How did you approach it? Or are you just looking for anybody to work with you as Turkey?
Well, the game started with those AI rumors going around the board, and I heard them from multiple people. So I was looking forward to work with Kim and to make it a juggernaut because I felt a bit forced into doing that.
Because of the AI, you felt that you had to ally with Russia.
Yes, but I didn't really dismiss the possibility of working with Italy either, but it just turned out that I didn't really have the chance to after FAO 1.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, both of you built a lot of fleets. Although Philip said he tried to work with you, but it would have been difficult from that
Well,
position.
we'll get to it. It's very a hard thing to do.
It would have been very difficult. All right. So, Keith, let's pop up. Whoa, you got it right, Keith.
I did it
You didn't have
last time the
to.
same way. I think we just talked too much at the beginning and reset.
Okay. All right. Well, good job here. So this is it is now the new standard opening in Turkey. I assume you knew you were bouncing in the black. That's what Tim said.
Well, I knew it, but it was supposed to be an Armenian fist bump first. It happened a bit later that we agreed to bounce in black because of the negotiations with Austria.
The way Tim explained it, you tell me if he was right or wrong, is you had agreed on a fist bump because you thought there would be an AI, and then Austria said something to you and you told Tim, and then it was just agreed to bounce.
Well, it's kind of like that, but I feel like I provoked Austria into saying that a bit because firstly I agreed to the fist bump, but then I didn't really want to do it. So I basically made him say that I shouldn't do it.
How did you do that?
Yeah, I was just acting really unsure about my opening and hoping for him to say something. And then when he told me something, I switched to the bounce and blah and used it as a possibility to make Austria look a bit bad to Russia.
Ah, okay. Meanwhile, I don't know. I mean, there's no loan of Trieste in the spring. There would be one in the fall. How do you approach the 1902 negotiations? Because something interesting happens. Sevastopol does make it to the Black Sea as we go there, Keith. And Tim told us that you invited him in there. Is that true? Oh, wait, that's not fall. That's spring, I guess.
Too. You're right.
Yeah,
No,
it's
too,
spring.
but we're on 1 still.
Yeah, well, spring comes and the Italian moves happen, and I did not expect that to happen. I had no clue, so I was fairly surprised to see that happening, and fairly disappointed because I hoped for a much better position. But yeah, it's not happening.
You thought he would take Tunis.
Yeah, I was like 90% sure he just takes Tunis, but
Okay.
it turned out I didn't talk to him enough to ensure that.
Yeah, that's it's a little worrisome here. Now you have to build a fleet. You have no option but to build a fleet.
Yes, it's true.
Ankara was agreed on, right? I mean, Armenia was agreed on.
Yes, it was just a diplomatic move to make sure this alliance doesn't look too good to West, so that we have some kind of tension.
Seems like
you were slow playing it, and AI was fast playing it.
Yes.
The entire game was a slow play.
Yeah, it's just how I play. I can't just rush things.
So we found out.
Nikita, I forget, what country are you from?
Germany.
I live in Germany.
Ah, okay. I thought the Germans believed in blitzkrieg.
Well, I live in Germany, but I was born in Russia, though.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, well, Russians wait to get attacked. All right. Okay. Let's go to, there we go. Now you build your fleet. And at this point, it's just AI versus RT. And this is why Sevastopol goes to Black Sea?
Yeah, it's invited because I need help. I can't defend myself on my own at this point. But I wouldn't say it's just AI against Juggernaut. I have some talks with Philip, and as we see later, he stops. So there was some hope.
Yes. So Philip says that this was arranged with the GNC. Is that right?
Yes, he told me he's stopping Con and that I should dislodge him. That's what happened. Because Philip was pitching some kind of cooperation later on and didn't want to burn the bridges with me right away. Not yet, at least.
Yeah, it's an interesting position. I remember this. Keith probably remembers it also. Tim, in his interview, was saying he had told Italy he was going to be in a wintergreen they would be allied together, and he was telling you that you guys would be allied together. Did you know that Tim was engaged in playing this double game of being good friends with
Well, I know
Italy?
I did know that Philip and Kim talk a lot because I knew how Kim told it to me is that he tries to convince Philip to stop, and that's why he negotiates that much. And this was fine for me because I needed Philip to stop as well.
Yeah. And did you have to convince Tim for what happens in fall 1902, where you guys move on? I mean, sorry, I guess 1903. This is the stab of Austria. But did you think at this point that you'd be working with Tim here against Italy?
Yeah, that's what I expected mostly. I hoped for this. I felt like it's just better to do that. Because later on I had a possibility to turn around and like not take Greece and fight him, but it just felt not right.
I haven't asked you this, but clearly, what is your read of the West with this EG that we see? As Turkey, you kind of don't care. You're just trying to live, but um, maybe there was some thought given to trying to get Philip to move west.
I mean, I didn't try to make him go west because I'm not in position yet. I'm like fighting him at the moment, but I did understand that this AG is really concerning and that friends will die sooner or later. I also kind of not hoped, but expected a more stable and friendly relationship between Russia and Germany because I felt like this opening was a bit pro-Russian since he couldn't bounce in Sweden, but it just never happened.
Were you disappointed that he never built in St. Petersburg? I think as an RT, you would expect Russia to hold something in the north.
I mean, yeah, kinda. I mean, that's what happened when I did this F-Ank build later. I was asking him to build in St. Petersburg, and he just didn't.
All right, Keith, you continue it for a second with Nikita here as you go move on. I gotta get a lighter.
So we get builds, nothing unexpected for winter. Spring 03 comes and you have a massive stab on Italy, which is good for you because it means Tim picked you over Philip here.
Yeah, it is. And
You get
Philip, as you see from Philip's moves, he kinda expects me to turn around and fight him, but I just think it's better to take Greece and get a dot here because staying on 4 is just not good enough.
Yeah, I agree. It would have been nice, but at the same time, yeah, turning on Russia with 4 with Italy and East, you don't know for sure.
Yeah, it's basically even when I was on 5 and in Greece, it was always a problem that turning on Russia is too slow and too. You have to rely on Italy too much to do something. You just can't really do anything against
Well,
Russia.
The
everything
priority was against Philip here, but like, was there any thought that you would get Serbia in the spring and then try and take Greece in the fall and let Tim try and
No,
take Budapest, or no?
not really. As Tim said, he expected Budapest to be supported, so that wasn't really an option at all. And I was fine to just take Greece because I didn't want to ask for too much. Like I got this alliance going. Tim is going to save and leaving Black, Black Z, and you don't want to ask for too much, or he can just change his mind.
Especially as Turkey.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, why don't you say what's going on?
Well, Philip is obviously really upset. He expected me to turn around, and I didn't. But he keeps trying to negotiate something with me for me to leave. But at this point, it doesn't really make sense to turn around. I don't think I have enough power to really do anything against Russia. So I just continue trying to get through Ionian.
I
but
think that's
he supports himself.
reasonable. I think that's reasonable. The key issue is your build, I think, at the end of 03.
Yes, because around now, Philip starts talking to me a lot and trying to convince me to build this fleet. And also, as Kim said, your commentary comes out and I get kinda nervous because I didn't really try to pitch St. Petersburg this much. And then I realized I should have. And then I try to talk to him, but as he said, he pretends to be asleep and just doesn't respond. And and just to be clear, I really want him to say something. Not even that he builds in St. Petersburg, but I want some kind of reassurance. And I just don't get anything. And then literally last minute before adjudication, I changed my move to this.
So we
Because
can blame Tim, not me.
no, not really, because it was discussed for me to build Fleet Smyrna. But at the same time, I still think he has a good stop on me here. In
You
my
saw
opinion.
that. You didn't need me to tell you that.
Yes, but still.
In retrospect, should you have built in Smyrna, or do you think this was
Yes,
the right move?
yes, absolutely I should have, of course. But
Yeah,
I
it is
obviously
very
didn't.
difficult. You have to trust Tim, though. It's a hard call. I don't think this is
Yeah,
an
it
easy
is a hard
call.
call because now I know how fast and how powerful England is about to become. I didn't expect him to end like on 16. I hoped I can like sit around and wait a bit and make my move later, but now I
Yeah.
know it wasn't really an option back then.
But if you build in Smyrna, it might be Russia who wins. But you would hope that Russia and England would fight. That's hard. That's hard. I don't know. I still don't know what the right move is.
I mean,
Um,
in retrospect, I didn't win. I would try anything else if I could get the chance.
all right. Well, we can't live in hindsight in diplomacy. Otherwise, I'd be undefeated. Let's go. Let's go to. All right. So now it's sort of your game is kind of slowed for a long time. What's going on with Serbia here
Yeah, like
and
the most important
Albania?
thing right now for me is Serbia. And the thing is, I know this convoy happens. I think either Philip himself or Austria tells me that. And I want him to block that and let me in. And that's what he offers me. He says himself, I want to give you Serbia. And when I say that Philip convoys to Albania, then he says he wants to go to Albania with my support. But then it turns out he doesn't. And
It would have been very good
it,
for you to pick up Serbia here, because
yeah,
then you
it
could
is.
actually push Italy and make some growth.
Yes, but I still hope to get it in fall because even now when I don't get it, he still promises to give it to me. He says something like, "You built this fleet, and I'm worried that you can stop me or cooperate with Austria and so on."
Well, go back.
And what he says is
Please.
basically
Yeah.
he's worried about my build and that I could work with Austria. So he needed to check first if I'm still on site. And he still promises me Serbia in fall.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't have picked up Serbia in the spring, even if you moved to Albania, because Richard moved to Serbia, which I
Yes,
assume
I
you
know.
didn't expect.
Yes, I didn't. Or I'm not sure. Perhaps, maybe. No, I think I was supposed to be supported in because this Serbia unit was supposed to go to Albania. I think Romania was the supporter as planned.
Ah, okay. And he wouldn't have taken Budapest.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Budapest shouldn't have fallen anyways. It was lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it would have made sense to go to Albania and then Galicia to Bohemia, Warsaw to Galicia, even though Darcy did not want Bohemia.
All right. And we learned that from Tim's interview. Now, explain what happened over Serbia this time, because he definitely promised you the fall.
Yeah, he did, and he just bounced me again, and I confronted him about it, obviously, and what he told me is basically Fleet Ankara was a deal breaker for him, and he can't really work with me right now because I can't progress against Italy, and he thinks this alliance just won't work.
Wow.
Well, you could progress against Italy if you were in Serbia.
Well, I don't know.
Did he tell you this before or after he bounced you?
After I was in fact promised Serbia here, and I really hope to get it, and I really expected to get Serbia. Even
Yeah.
though he stopped me before, I still considered him being on side with me.
So what do you do? Put us in your brain where you have Russia who's not letting you grow to attack Italy. Austria is dead, and you have Italy. So now you're trapped between someone you're fighting and someone who stabbed you. Like, how do you play it?
I mean, I obviously need a friend because I don't have one right now. So I try to negotiate something with Philip, but it just does not go well. The deal I get from him is like, I need to turn around right now, like rotate to Constantinople and force blah. And his logic is I have to give up Greece at some point. And he wants to have two on Greece the whole time while I'm doing it. And I don't really like it because I have to abandon my defense against him and leave to fight Russia. But he doesn't really plan to give me any space to do that. So I agree to his terms, but I find myself in a weird position because I can't really take this deal, but I don't have any other option. But then I choose to just let Russia into blah and try to convince him to make things up because I just can't take this deal.
What do you think about that, Keith?
I guess if I was Philip, I would not push Greece until it was time to rebalance the deal, especially if you're trying to get someone to break their alliance and you have nothing. So maybe that was
Yeah,
a little aggressive to demand on the front end.
yeah. The way he does is he promises me to give me one of Russian dots, but not Serbia. He promises me Romania, I think. But I ask him how exactly I'm supposed to get Romania right now because Russia has a really stable position. And he just never answers. He just ignores this question time after time.
Yeah. Or maybe in 1907 you'll get Romania when I'm at 6 or 7 and you're at 4.
Yeah.
All right, so you're sort of forced to work with Russia, who's not giving you Serbia.
Yeah, and I don't really
that's
have
fine.
any deal with Russia, so I just have to gamble and hope I can get one later after letting him into blah.
Okay.
Did this
Alright.
fleet influence you at all for not
Or
working with Philip?
yes, I was trying to convince him to build an army, obviously. Oh, I think the thing with the deal happens after it is built. So now. And I try to convince him really hard to build an army. And he's on board with that. But he changes his mind like 10 minutes before adjudication and says he builds a fleet.
Yep, that's a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, I mean, there's no stable position here between the two of you.
Yeah, I was still trying to work things out. Like I was trying to get an GMZ in Albania and Ionian and for him to go west. But he just couldn't make this happen, but still expected me to turn around. And I just couldn't accept that.
But he gets Serbia, which has to hurt a little bit. Did you know at this time that what did you think was happening? What did you think Russia was doing? Is he working with Italy, or is this like he did before? Like, what is your hope? You're putting him in Black Sea. Tell me what you're thinking.
I know for a matter of fact that Russia is working with Italy here, and I think I know that Serbia happens, but hope that I can let him into Black Sea, and that now that he has like a stable position, it may be possible to convince him to change his mind. And that's what I choose to do.
Yes.
I get his bounce in Albania, which was agreed, but he expected me to like turn around at the same time, but I don't do that. And I just hope to make things up with Russia.
Okay, and how did you go about trying to do that for the fall?
Well, he did not really expect to get Blah because it was a last minute decision, and he was really surprised about that. So I asked him if he considers working with me now, and it basically worked flawless. He had no problem now because he, as far I understand, he planned to stop Italy anyways at some point, but he wanted something in the north to change first. And now that he has like position on me, he can do it now.
And he really needs a friend too, given the fact that he was dislodged in '04 from Sweden, and he's got a German attack, and his northern position is weak. I mean, I think this is a really intelligent move. What do you think, Keith?
Yeah, if you've already burned Italy once, and the only thing you have against Turkey is that they built something defensively that you did not like, then if you're being attacked by two people in the north, then I guess at that point it's natural instinct to pick the person who is the safest bet, and I think Nikita is the safest bet. If you feel like everything else is crumbling.
Do you talk to
Yeah.
Tim a lot, Nikita? Are the two of you,
Yeah. This relationship was basically my highest priority for the entirety of the game. It was like we talked every turn.
And how did you find Tim as a player?
I liked working with him a lot. I think he is a pleasant person. It's fun to work with him. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So you get
And you
Tim
did.
back,
You got him. Yeah. Go ahead, Keith.
yeah, you get Tim back on side. You get Serbia blown up, and then you have Italy still pressing their attack on you. So Philip said he definitely thought he was back in with Russia. Are you
Yeah.
afraid of Russia at all? Seems like he's got everyone working for him. No one really.
I mean, of course, I have to be afraid. He's still in Black Sea and so on, but I don't really have a choice. It's not possible to work with Philip, and I need a friend. And besides of that, it's pretty obvious that Cedric is in fact a big threat to the entire board. And I don't think that I have to worry about him more than I have to worry about Cedric.
I think I gave you pretty bad grades up until this point, just because your position did not look good. Like, it made more sense for them to divide you up. That being said, this turn is amazing that you were able to turn this around just by letting Russia in the Black Sea. So, congratulations on that. That's a huge win.
Yeah, I know. I was really happy to see this working out. I could have just blended my position away even further if Russia would still not be willing to work with me, since he would have Black Z now. But it worked out.
Who was a more fair grader, me or Keith?
I mean, you were giving me better grades, so obviously you, of course.
That's right. That's the answer. You
I,
hear that, Keith?
but I was really happy to get like my single A minus from kids.
See, you just give them a lot of good grades. They might like you more, but they won't appreciate your grades at all. I can't remember which times you gave him A's, but he remembers the one time I did.
All right. Why doesn't Khan go to Smyrna here?
I'm not sure. I think I I maybe expected for some reason to be in Ionian from. I'm really not sure why. I think it's just a mistake from me.
You don't know because maybe Adriatic would support Trieste or something.
Yeah. I hoped to get something to happen, but
Okay. Meanwhile, in games like this, where you have England doing very well and you're Turkey, sometimes it's very good for Turkey. Talk to us about your relations with Cedric. I know that you're not spending as much time with him as you do Russia, but what is your thinking of his play? And he's very close to just doing really well here. I mean, you can see he got into Denmark and he got into Paris and
with Russian support.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on?
I mean, I like him a lot as well as Tim, and I enjoy when we get to like talk. But I know that he is in fact like the main threat, and that we need to do something about him. But I just can't really do anything. I can't allow Philip to go west because I just don't get the right terms to do that. So I just have to watch him slowly running away with the game.
I think it was 1906, Nikita, but Tim did say something about how you told him that you were angry at Cedric for helping Italy with tactics.
I wasn't angry at him for helping. He was just trolling me a bit, saying something like,
He wrote his
you didn't you weren't successful this turn because I was helping Italy with his tactics. That's what he had said. And I was a bit annoyed, but not too much.
Keith, is that trolling part of the heart strategy?
It can be, but not from someone across the
I have
board
to
that you
say
might meet.
it's only the beginning of of Cedric just throwing away the relationship with me. It will get worse.
That's a lot of hubris. Hubris comes for us all.
Yeah.
No,
Not when you get 16, though. All right.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I think at this point, if I see Russia put England into Denmark, I am having severe problems with that as Turkey.
Yeah, but they were telling it was just a malicious support. He never thought it was arranged, and I don't think I really have like the possibility to say something about it.
That makes sense. I gave Tim a hard time on that because I was like, why wouldn't you want to break up the EG by telling Germany that it wasn't malicious support, but then he might risk his relationship with Turkey if he knew that it was as well. So I guess they both had something to gain by keeping it a secret.
Yeah, also I think around here he is not sure at first, but he agrees to like move his army back to Vienna to fight Italy, and he tells me he has some kind of plan for the north, and apparently this was this plan. So I was fine with this happening because it is the reason why he moved back in the first place. So I couldn't really object against it.
Still no builds.
Okay. Now we get to move to Albania. You're covering Smyrna. You get to Aegean. You get to Greece. You don't get to Serbia, but it's looking good. And you get the fleet to be dumped into Romania. So it's about as good a turn as you can have.
Yeah, I asked him to leave Black Z and he agrees. And yeah, it's okay. I hope
For
to
the
progress.
second time. He leaves
Yes.
Black Sea again. This is pretty amazing.
What happened again? You broke up.
He left Black Sea again.
He left Black Sea again.
Yeah,
Yeah, he toyed with you over
I
there.
was supposed to die so many times. I don't know how I ended up alive.
Doing the right things.
Well, I think you can see it's probably pretty hard to hate you. Um, you're so logical and way less emotional than I was at 16.
Perhaps.
Yeah. I think if Tim would have said that he doesn't see a working relationship, I probably would have done everything to attack him instead of trying to salvage that. So That's actually a really great thing that you did there. And I think if Cedric had waited a turn to stab Darcy, it's a good chance Tim might have come for you. So I think
Hey, let me ask you this. Oh, go ahead, Keith. I apologize.
I just think he got lucky that Cedric stabbed a turn early because I think Tim might have stuck with Italy had he not had all that pressure in the north.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
it's true. True point. You're not in university, are you, Nikita?
No, not yet.
So are you going to regular school and playing a full-time game of diplomacy at the same time?
I mean, it's summer right now, so not really. But
Okay, so your mother or father, they weren't mad with you about this?
no.
Okay. My parents wouldn't have let me play it there. There's no way. Okay, you got to study. Okay.
I have my priorities.
That's right. Yeah, you get your priorities.
You get Serbia from Italy,
You got it.
Yeah.
not from
I
Russia.
Yeah, Budapest doesn't even support you.
Yeah, I know, but I I was expecting. I didn't think Italy wouldn't support me here because why wouldn't you support me? Like there is no downside to disband a Russian unit and put me in Serbia.
Yeah. I mean, all right. So I forget what you build here. Is it Fleet Con?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So do you try to work with Italy here, or are you still on board with Russia?
No. At this point, first of all, he knows and Russia tells him that Serbia was agreed, so there is no real like space to make it look like a stop or something. So we just continue to fight, and we fight basically until the end of the game. It's basically
It's
the point where
unfortunate. It's unfortunate you can't build in Smyrna because the army had to stay there in fall 1905 because of Eastern Med. But again, I feel your frustration every time you can build. It's out of position.
yeah, it's hard. It's just always too much pressure from some direction.
So my understanding is around this time, but it may be after the stab of Germany. But around this time, you and Tim start discussing a coin flip.
Yeah, I think in it happens in spring '07 because objectively,
Why don't
it's
we go there, Keith?
because objectively, I mean, it's very obvious that Cedric is going to win unless someone throws to someone. I mean, if people are ready to just draw and end the game, it's around time to do some desperate things to at least try to win.
It's a very difficult position for you, Nikita, because even though you said at the beginning you did the right thing with Riaz in your semifinal game, you would have to get trust from another player that you would follow through on a coin flip.
Yeah, but like even before the game, we already have had a discussion with him, and he was fairly okay with what happened in the semifinals game. So it was a bit easier because I didn't feel like Tim would distrust me too much about it. I'm also pretty straightforward about this because I tell him if I can stop to win, then I will do that. But the point is, from this position, you can't really stop to win. It's too late to do that. So you have to just go through with whatever the coin says.
And the coin says you're going to throw to Tim.
Yes, but it's not directly over yet because of this second flip, so I still have some chances. But yeah, it's the reason why him gets 3S and not me.
Are you having any conversations with Darcy here? Because it seems like Darcy gets stabbed, but then he's not really going back.
I don't think it's
It's the next turn.
yeah, it's
No,
the
it's-
next turn because it's really hard to negotiate with Darcy at times because I was trying to talk to him a few times and he literally doesn't respond. So
same problem here.
yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
hope to see the other interviews before doing this one, but yeah.
So did we. But it is what it is. Okay, so now you get the stab on Germany on Darcy. And just tell us what's going on. Nothing happens for you, but
Yeah. The point is we have the possibility to give Darcy free builds here and to make him play to win, to at least try to do something for like the first time in this game. So what I do is I come to Darcy first and I ask him, if you get free builds, do you play to win? And he tells me, yes, of course he does. So I go to Russia and Russia isn't really happy to give him Vienna, but I basically convince him to, and he is ready to do that. And he thinks it's the right thing to do. But then Darcy ends up just leaking my entire press with him to Italy and England. And because of that, Cedric decides to stop. So all the work I was doing this turn diplomatically is just thrown away.
it went
And
kaput.
yeah, exactly. And we just decide it doesn't make sense to give him a build if he loses the other.
I just think it's
But
hilarious that you give Darcy a means in. You use your leverage against Russia to get him an extra build so he can actually get back in the game. And instead, he shoots himself in the foot and tells everybody else instead.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, you stab me now.
I mean, I did learn that from Cedric, so maybe it's not like that, and maybe he will address that in his interview. But I feel really stupid because he had this chance to do something. Why why do you ever tell England about this? It just doesn't make sense.
No.
And I know that Cedric wouldn't stop him if he just would remain silent.
Yeah, because I thought this was a little early to stab Germany.
Yeah,
They could have
but
really
that
messed up
happens
his name.
because Cedric gets to know about what's happening in Vienna.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Did you talk to Cedric about Tunis at all?
No, not really. But we had some interesting discussions later, but not yet.
Not yet. So, okay.
So you didn't have a bounce in Tunis?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I was under the impression that you might. Maybe that's just what he told Italy. I'm not sure. All right. And you get a build
Yes.
back in Ankara.
Back in Ankara, but I think this was. I
Yeah,
think we
and
figured
around
out correctly that this was to convoy, right?
it was accomplishing two things. First of all, yes, it was to convoy. But another thing, during this winter, we start to negotiate with Cedric, because what happens is we get this second coin flip, and I lose that as well. But as you know, I don't really care about whether I lost or not. I will still try to win. And so I go to Cedric and I basically try to blackmail him into helping me with Italy. And he agrees to do that. Like he doesn't
So you're the one who told Cedric about the coin flips at this point.
yes, and it kind of worked out because he is ready to help me in Italy. And that's the reason it wasn't a malicious support. It was like supposed to happen.
It was. So the point is,
Yeah, and he
if you
asks me,
don't want me to throw to Russia, you need to support me against Italy.
yeah, help me or I will throw. And but the point is he asked me to build fleet Ankara in exchange. But the funny part is Russia was already alright with me building like that way. So I don't really lose anything.
Nice.
That might have been your play of the game.
Yeah,
There's quite a few, actually.
but it wasn't enough because Cedric just ended up having like too good of a position after Darcy not taking this chance to play.
even not taking his chance, he still could have had retribution against Cedric here for stabbing him, and he still doesn't do it. So
Yeah,
you still might have a
basically,
good position whether he's stabbed or not.
like with this deal, with English help against Italy, I have chances to end up in somewhere around 13 dots, which is a lot for Turkey.
Mhm.
But because Darcy just keeps on doing his things, yeah, there isn't much I can do.
Yeah, the fact that he doesn't turn around at all is definitely bad.
Yeah, but it also shows, like, I know Cedric did a good job negotiating with him, like, but still. I am really interested to hear what he has to say, though. Maybe he has an explanation.
So are you agreeing to all draws?
I think I am agreeing to the draws until like the very end where I get to take the second place from Tim. It's like the only point where I don't agree. And I don't agree if Tim asks me not to, because it's his game, like, to win at this point.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the fall, Keith.
Is this malicious support in Ionian?
No, it isn't, because it's this deal. He's going there to support me to Naples later on.
There we go.
And also
That's a really good question.
one thing that I forgot to mention last turn is I know about this attack on 3, but I don't want Russia because I think I have a chance to stop, but it ends up just not being enough, and I don't do that in the end.
The Bulgaria move is obviously agreed, and
Yeah, of course.
and the move to black because it's all part of the throwing. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and from there on, it's just tactics and nothing more. And it's Cedric trying to blackmail me into driving the game, but I don't do that.
Only more coins. Don't ask nicely. Just flip a coin.
Yeah. So now we see the full attempt to throw, right?
Yeah, he tries to, but since like we try to play for his win up until the point where Darcy takes Munich, and from there we just build because it doesn't make any sense to continue.
Right.
Yeah, with France not helping last turn and this turn, Darcy takes Munich, so there's zero chance.
Yeah, around here we decide it's over, and I just get to retake my dots because yeah, why not?
Keith liked the attempted convoy.
I did a lot.
To be honest, it wasn't my idea. It was Kim suggested that.
Nice.
And I liked it a lot as well, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't matter what you did at that point.
Yeah.
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 At this point, it was just Cedric trying to get his solo, but yeah.
Well, you're still throwing, but yeah, after this, right? So.
I mean, if Tim asks me to, but at this point, once Munich is taken, we just agree there is no reason to continue this.
Yeah.
Because what can we do?
Nothing.
We can get you Bulgaria. This is so Tim basically said because you wanted to have the interview as second place.
There were
he
2
agreed
points
to
to
do
this. First of all, yes, I wanted to talk as late as possible because, yeah, I hate interviews. But another thing is, around here, Cedric tells me something about him playing for DB9 points, same as Darcy. So I just asked him to give me second place just to prove this wrong.
Nice.
Because around here, up to the point where I stop throwing, Cedric is trying to like blackmail me into just driving the game and telling me he'll make it like a public issue, same as Rice did in my semifinals game. And yeah,
But it seems like you didn't care. You are
I mean,
very level-headed.
He is.
I mean, to be honest, I did care, but I was more angry than I was annoyed. So I just wanted to continue after this.
All right. I think we can roll it through. 1910. No solo. Did Cedric try to get you to throw the solo? I know he threw the pole. Did he want
mean-
you to get him into Naples or?
He didn't try to make me throw. I know he tried to make Philip throw, but yeah, it didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
Didn't ask for Naples here.
Not me. He asked Philip, but I think he knew very well that it didn't make sense to ask me. I would not let him solo.
He pushed too many air buttons already.
Too many blackmail attempts.
Yeah.
All
I have
right.
your photo.
And the game ends in the fall here.
There's a bunch of holds of it in Italy.
Yeah. So, Nikita, there we go. And you're in second place. This was your first tournament. Will you play any more games of diplomacy?
Of course, I am playing Olympus right now, so yes.
How's
liked
that
it a
going
lot.
for you?
I mean, can I say because anonymity on zone? But
Well, you can't reveal what game you're in, but you can say it's going well or it's going poorly or something. I'm playing 2 games and they're both going poorly. I can reveal that.
I mean, I did some really cool things, so now it's going okay, but I had to do a lot of work to secure my positions.
Look, I think, and afterwards, I don't know if he said it publicly or he just said it to me and Keith, but Cedric was extremely complimentary of you and said that you are going to be a force to be reckoned with in the future. I think this game should give you a lot of confidence. Keith, what do you think?
I agree. There's so many things that you've done this game that I probably wouldn't have the cool to do. And you were able to turn things around very well by staying very calm and analyzing the board as it is and not what people are telling you.
Yeah, of course, I'm kind of sad I didn't win, but honestly, I didn't expect to even get my chance to play in the finals when I was entering the tournament. I was expecting to just like lose my prelims and go on, but it happened.
There's a couple of times that you should have been eliminated in this game.
Yeah.
And every time, from what you have told me, you did serious work to make sure that didn't happen. That's very impressive.
Serious work. It was for sure a bit. I was lucky at some points, but yes, I think I did a good job, at least in my relations with Kim, trying to sustain him and make sure he doesn't stop.
There's a couple of lucky points, but at the same time, those lucky points were preempted by decisions you made. So it still turned out that you had made those things happen. So, like the stab with Darcy, pretty much happened because you tried to get him back in the game. I would say. Well, we'll talk to Cedric about it, but it looks like that probably wouldn't have happened had you not tried to get Darcy back in the game.
Yeah, he told me that too. I think that's right. But it's really sad that Darcy didn't even try. I think I could have had a chance to win if he did try, because Cedric would be a bit contained. But what happened happened.
I think there are 3 goals I go into every game of diplomacy in. The first is to try and win. Okay. And you did try to win given what you had. The second is not to be eliminated first. That's always like a high goal for me, is I don't want to be the first one out.
Yeah, it was a high goal for me too, because from my semifinals game, I got told by a player that I should be eliminated first and that I don't deserve to be there. So I was happy to not be eliminated.
That's my
The
bar
thir-
because I've always been the first one out on the top board.
the third goal is to not be blamed for the win. No one can blame you for Cedric's win.
Well,
In fact,
no,
if anything, you probably did the most to try and stop him of every player on the board.
I mean, I don't think I can be blamed at all, but yeah, I tried my best. It just wasn't enough.
Anything else you'd like to say about the game or the players, or how unfair it was that Keith always supported Cedric? Anything that you want to say?
Well, first of all, I really liked playing on this board, and as much as some decisions were annoying me, like Darcy not trying to win at points, I still enjoyed every player and I liked this experience. And the only thing that is a bit concerning to me is how much backlash I get yet again because of the coin flip. Because for some reason, people just can't accept that as a viable strategy. Because apparently I should have just let Cedric win and yeah, just throw the game away. I really don't
That's him
understand
being
what.
rational again. He's like, I gotta take my shot at winning.
Yeah, I don't understand what's this wrong because a coin flip doesn't even guarantee you win. Because you can whip the coin flip, but still not get thrown to, like Rice did. So you still have a lot of work to do, even if you win the flip.
You stuck the knife in Riaz there at the end. Oh, that is so funny.
It's
All
okay.
right.
Riaz did the same thing before the game started. He's doing his work.
Oh my God. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
Nikita, go
I
ahead.
feel entitled to laugh a bit about Rice after he insulted me after the game. So yeah.
Hey, if anyone's listening to this kid is not backing down.
Nope.
Okay. You can tell. I don't know what you're going to do with your life, but you're going to be successful. That I can tell you that right now because you stick up for yourself. And that is half the battle as life beats you down. It's not so dissimilar from diplomacy. So well played in this game. Well played for your character. I applaud your parents for raising such a fine young man. And anyways, congratulations. And I hope to see you again on the top board. I just don't want to be playing next to you.
Right.
Thanks, and I really hope I get to play again in the finals.
All right. Well, you got plenty of time. All right. Thanks, guys.